Hello, my friend. Welcome to the VUS Learning English podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here today. Today, we are going to talk about something very important. It is a secret that will change how you speak English forever. When you speak English, does your brain feel slow? Do you think of the words in your own language first? And then you try to translate them into English? The other person is waiting. The conversation is moving, but you are stuck inside your head, translating word by word. Then, when you are finally ready to speak, the moment is gone. This feels terrible, doesn't it? It can make you feel like your English is not good. It can make you feel shy. But I want to tell you something. You are not slow, and your English is not bad. The problem is not you. The problem is the way you are thinking. That habit of translating in your head is like a big wall, a big invisible wall between you and fluent English. But what if I told you there is a way to break down that wall? What if there was a simple method to teach your brain to think directly in English? A method so easy and so powerful that speaking English can feel natural, automatic even. In this episode, I'm going to give you that exact method. It is a 5-question framework, a simple tool that will force your brain to think in English. This is more than just a lesson. This is a training for your brain. So please stay with me. This might be the most important English lesson you ever hear. If you enjoy this episode, please tap the like button. It is a very small thing for you, but it really helps our channel grow. It helps us reach more learners just like you. Also, I love to know where you're listening from. Are you in Nigeria? Or Japan? Maybe India? Or Italy? Please tell me in the comments. It makes me so happy to see our global family. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. First, we need to understand the problem a little more. Why is translating in your head making it so hard to speak? I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine your brain is a big, beautiful forest. A giant forest. Inside this forest, there are many paths. The path for your native language, your first language, is a superhighway. It is huge. It has 10 lanes. Cars are moving very fast. You have used this highway your whole life. It is easy and automatic. Now, what about the path for English? For many people, the English path is just a tiny little dirt road. It is small. It is hidden in the trees. Maybe it has not been used very much. So every time you want to say something in English, your brain does something funny. It wants to take the easy way. It always wants the superhighway. So your brain runs down your native language superhighway. It gets the idea, the thought, and then it tries to pull that idea over to the tiny English dirt road. It pulls the idea word by painful word. This is why it feels so slow. This is why it feels so clunky and difficult. You are not really speaking. You are decoding. You are moving things from the big highway to the tiny road. And sometimes the grammar gets all mixed up. The words sound a little strange. Sounds like a robot, not like you. But here is the amazing news. We can change this. Our goal is to build a new superhighway, a brand new, beautiful, 10-lane English superhighway in your brain. We want to train your brain to start on the English path from the very beginning of a thought. This is possible because your brain is amazing. It has a special power to change and build new connections. When you force your brain to think in English, you are building that new highway. You are cutting down the trees. You are paving the road. You are making it bigger and faster. And when the English superhighway is built, your brain will have a new fast route. The old habit of translating will just disappear. It will fade away because your brain will naturally choose the faster, easier path for English. This is not about learning 10,000 new words, I promise you. You probably know enough words already. The problem is not your knowledge. The problem is your method. And today, my friend, we are going to fix that method forever. So, how do we do it? How do we build this new English superhighway? How do we force our brain to stop translating? We give it a system, a very simple system, a system that makes it impossible to translate. It is a framework for your thoughts, and it is so simple. You will not believe it. The secret is 5 little questions. You know them already. They are the 5 W's. The first question is who? Who is the story about? The second question is what? What is happening? The third question is when? When did it happen? The fourth question is where? Where did it happen? And the fifth question is why? Why did it happen? Who? What? When? Where? And why? That is it. That is the entire secret. This is the cheat code for your brain. These 5 questions are the building blocks for any story, any idea, any thought. When you train yourself to answer these 5 questions in English about your own life, you start to create perfect, organized thoughts. You never even visit your native language highway. You stay on the English path from the start. This simple framework destroys the anxiety of speaking. It takes away the fear. Why? Because you are not starting from an empty page. You are not starting from zero. You have a formula. You have a map. Now the key is to start small. Very, very small. And you must do it every single day. We are not going to describe a difficult idea. We are not going to talk about philosophy. No, we are going to start with the easiest topic in the world, your own day. We will use this 5-question framework on your daily routines, your morning routine, your evening routine. These things are repetitive. They happen every day. This makes them the perfect way to build an automatic habit. Let me show you exactly how to use this. For anything that happens in your day, I want you to stop. And instead of translating, I want you to just ask and answer these 5 questions in your head in simple English. Are you ready? Let's do one together, right now. Let's use the framework to describe a simple morning routine. Let's imagine a man named Alex. He is not a real person, just an example. So instead of a big confusing story, we organize our thoughts with the 5 W's. First, we will think in simple points. All of this thinking happens in English, okay? Watch me. Let's think together. The first question is who? Who is this about? My friend, Alex. A simple answer. My friend, Alex. The second question is what? What did he do? He woke up. He was tired. He made coffee, very strong coffee. He checked his schedule, just simple actions. The third question is when? When did this happen? This morning, around 7 o'clock in the morning. The fourth question is where? Where was he? He was in his apartment, in his kitchen. And the fifth question, the last one, why? Why did he do these things? Because he has a huge meeting today. A very important meeting. He needs to be 100% ready. He is a very disciplined person. He works hard. Did you see that? We just made 5 simple points, 5 simple facts. And the best part? There was 0 translation, none. We organized the information completely in English. That is the thinking part. Now we do the speaking part. This is where the magic happens. We just connect these points. We connect these simple ideas into a little story. And it will sound completely natural. Let's try. I will take those 5 points and make a story. This morning at around 7 o'clock, my friend Alex woke up in his apartment. He was feeling pretty tired. He knew he had a very big day, so he went straight to the kitchen. He went there to make a really strong coffee. He had to make strong coffee because he has a massive meeting today. He needed to feel sharp and prepared. While his coffee was brewing, he checked his schedule to make sure everything was perfect. That kind of hard work is amazing. Honestly, it's why he is doing so well in his job. Do you see the difference? Do you see the power of this? We went from 5 simple facts to a fluent, perfect little story, and we did it in seconds. This process is like a bridge. It connects your thoughts to your words without that slow, painful translation. You are creating your own formula for speaking. You are organizing your thoughts first. This is the bridge to confident speech. You can use this for anything at all. Let me give you some simple, beautiful language from that example. This is how you learn new words. You learn them in a story, so they stick in your mind. First, we said, at around 7 o'clock in the morning. At around. This phrase is so natural. It sounds much better than at exactly 7 o'clock. When you are not sure of the exact time, you can say at around. It is soft and friendly. Try to use it. Second, we said Alex needed to be sharp and prepared. Being sharp means your mind is fast and clear. Being prepared means you did the work before. You are ready. This is a wonderful phrase to describe someone who is ready for a big challenge. Sharp and prepared. Third, we talked about his hard work. We said, that kind of hard work is amazing. You can also use the word discipline. Discipline is the power inside you, the power to stick to a plan, the power to work for your goals. It is a beautiful quality in a person. And finally, we can add our opinion. I said his hard work is amazing. You could also say it is impressive. This means you respect it. You think it is very, very good. When you add your opinion, the story becomes more interesting. It shows your personality. Learning phrases like these in a story is so much better than memorizing single words from a list. You are learning the secret patterns that native speakers use all the time, without even thinking. All right, now it is your turn. I have a challenge for you, a fun challenge. I want every single person listening to this podcast to try this. Please pause this episode right now and go to the comments. I want you to describe your morning. Use the 5-question framework. Just write the 5 simple points. Who, what, when, where, why. For example, who, me, what? I drank tea and read a book. When? This morning at 8 o'clock. Where? In my living room. Why? To relax before work. It will take you 30 seconds, maybe 1 minute. It is the first step, the very first step to rewiring your brain, to building your new English superhighway. Please do not be shy. It is okay to make mistakes. This is a safe place to practice. Just try your best. I am going to read as many of your comments as I can. I promise. Repetition is everything. Doing something again and again is how we make it automatic. It is how we build a strong habit. So let's practice one more time. Let's run the framework again. This time with an evening routine. By doing it again, you will see that the same structure works for anything. This feeling will make you feel powerful. It will make you feel unstoppable. This time, let's talk about a colleague named Maria. She is another imaginary friend. So, what is the first thing we do? We stop, we breathe, and we think using our framework. No translation, just simple English thoughts. Here's the thinking process. Let's do it together, in English. First question. Who? My colleague Maria, simple. Next question. What? What did she do? She decided not to work late. She went to hang out with her friends. They went to a new Italian restaurant. Third question. When? When did this happen? Last Friday night. It was after a very long, crazy week at work. Fourth question. Where? Where did they go? They went downtown to a new restaurant there. And the final question, why? Why did she do this? She needed a break. She believes in work-life balance. She wanted to relax after a stressful week. Also, she is a massive foodie. A foodie is a person who loves food. There we go. Simple, clear, organized thoughts, created completely in English. Absolutely zero mental translation. It feels good, right? Now let's connect the dots. Let's turn these simple points into a natural sounding story. Listen closely. Last Friday evening, after a super long week at work, my colleague Maria made an amazing choice. Instead of working late, she decided to hang out with her friends downtown. They all went to eat at that new Italian restaurant that just opened. She told me she did it because she believes in having a good work-life balance. She just had to unwind and relax after all that stress from work. Plus, she's a huge foodie, so she was so excited to try a new place. Did you see that? The pattern works perfectly again. It is a bulletproof system, a system that cannot fail. You can use this for your weekend. You can use it for a movie you watched. You can use it to talk about your family. The topics are endless. There are so many things to talk about. But the framework, the 5 questions, never changes. With every use, you are building a powerful new habit. This new habit is replacing the old, slow, terrible habit of translation. You are building fluency from the inside, from your thoughts out to your words. And let's look at some simple vocabulary from Maria's story. We use the phrase hang out. She decided to hang out with her friends. This is a perfect, natural way to say spend time relaxing with people. Native speakers use it all the time. We also said they went to eat at a restaurant. This is another natural phrase. It sounds more common and friendly than saying they ate at a restaurant. Let's go out to eat tonight. It's very common. And we called Maria a foodie. A foodie is just someone who really loves food. They love trying new restaurants and new dishes. It is a fun, modern word to describe someone's passion. Using these little chunks of language will make your English sound so current and amazing. It helps you sound less like a textbook and more like a real person. Okay, you understand the framework now. You know how to use it. You have practiced with Alex's morning. You have practiced with Maria's evening. But now we come to the final step, the most important step of all. How do we go from using this as an exercise to making it our default way of thinking? How do you make this your normal, automatic way of thinking in English? How do you make that jump? Look, I want to be real with you. I want to tell you my own story. A long time ago, I used to be horrible at this, truly horrible. My brain would just freeze in English conversations. It felt like my mind was full of fog. I felt like an idiot because I knew the words. I studied grammar for years, but I could not get the words out of my mouth in time. The conversation would move on without me. I felt invisible. I felt like I had no voice. Maybe you have felt this way too. The thing that changed everything for me was when I stopped studying English from books, and I started using English to live my life. I started narrating my own life in my head, in simple English, using this exact 5-question method. I know it sounds a little silly. It felt silly to me at first too, but I did it. I would be in my kitchen making coffee, and I would just think to myself in English. Who? Me. What? I am making coffee. When? Right now in the morning. Where? In my kitchen. Why? Because I need energy. It was all happening in English, quietly, inside my head. No one else could hear it. It was my secret training. I did this all the time, constantly. I would be walking down the street. I would see a woman walking her dog, and I would think, who? A woman and her dog. What? They're walking. When? This afternoon. Where? On the sidewalk. Why? Maybe for exercise. Then I would connect it in my head. A woman is walking her dog on the sidewalk this afternoon, maybe for exercise. I was eating lunch, and I would describe my food. Who? Me. What? I am eating a sandwich. When? At lunchtime. Where? At my desk. Why? Because I'm hungry. At first, it felt forced. It felt unnatural. It felt like a game. But I kept doing it. Every day. For 5 minutes. Then 10 minutes. And after a few weeks of doing this, over and over and over, something crazy started to happen. Something magical. The voice in my head just switched. It switched to English. The 5 W's were not a checklist anymore. They were not a formula I had to remember. They became the automatic structure for my thoughts in English. I would see something, and my brain would just automatically think, who is that? What are they doing? Where are they? It happened without me trying. That tiny little English dirt road in my brain, it was becoming a superhighway. It was really happening. I'd actually started to think in English. My inner world, my inner voice was becoming bilingual. And my friend, I promise you this. Once you start thinking in English, speaking becomes effortless. It is no longer a performance. It is no longer a test. It is no longer scary. It is just you, expressing your thoughts, sharing your ideas, connecting with people. That is the ultimate goal. That is what real fluency feels like. It feels like freedom. Okay, here's the deal. Let's bring it all together. The secret to speaking fluent, confident English is not magic. It is not something you are born with. It is a skill you can build. First, you have to break that terrible habit of translating in your head. You have to stop using the old, slow superhighway. The way you do that is by building a new one. You build it by using the 5-question framework. Who? What? When? Where? And why? This is your new cheat code. This is your tool for building thoughts directly in English. I am challenging you to start today, right now. After this podcast episode ends, apply this framework to your life. Describe your evening. Describe what you will eat for dinner. Describe the room you're in right now. Do it in your head, quietly. Start with the 5 simple points, then try to connect them into sentences. Do this for just 5 minutes every single day. 5 minutes. That is all I ask. If you do this, I promise you, your brain will literally be rewired. It will change. You are not just learning a trick. You are actively building a new highway for English thought. A highway that will make speaking feel easy and automatic. The journey from being a nervous, quiet speaker to being a confident, happy one starts with just one structured thought. You have the framework, you have the map, the rest is just a little bit of practice. And please remember, be kind to yourself. Learning a language takes time. It is a journey. There will be good days and bad days. That is normal. Just keep going. Don't give up. You can do this. Thank you so much for listening today. It was a real pleasure to spend this time with you. If this lesson helped you, please consider giving it a like or a follow. It helps our little community grow and helps me create more lessons for you. And please, leave a comment. Tell me one thing you will describe today using the 5-question framework. I would love to hear your plan. Keep practicing, my friend. You are doing an amazing job. See you next time, my friend.